What's going on? What's going on? Can you guys hear me? Did not hear you guys, but anyway, so the music and the sound effects is off, and we are here on the clan game. So 1 day, 2 hours. Well, sorry if you did. Dang it, I missed the healer one. Says destroy 2 infernal towers. I'm gonna take it in just a moment. Before now, uh, what is up, guys? Welcome to another live stream of Chef's Clan More Mechanics, and Merry Christmas to all of you guys and girls out there. Not sure whether it's December 25th in America, but it is. We are into like the midday of December 25th here at India, so that is going to be it that way. But what I want to show to you guys is it's kind of like going to be a follow-up of the update speculation. So you guys might remember I did a 16-minute long video on the how is the update going to affect the game. But today we are here back at you guys with some actual gameplay footage to prove my point. So first of all, just gonna have to start with a 10v10, guys. Gonna have to start with this baller witch attack. We do have two hog riders and a balloon, but that's just for the back end defense, and that was not even needed at the point where I deployed them. So the plan is going to be pretty simple. I'm gonna approach this base from this section right here, and you're gonna see the troop deployment in just a moment, guys. 3 witches, 2 ballers at the bottom, and then 3 witches and 2 ballers would go down at the top. Once that is said and done, we are going to just wait for deploying one golem on each side, kind of like to tank for those ballers. Don't want those ballers to die. We have only 16 ballers in the army camp, since we are bringing 3 wall breakers. I think only 14 ballers. But anyway, more are not even needed at this point. So we are kind of like trying to trim the edges, kind of like trying to get this visit tower, get this cold storage out of the way. And once that is said and done, all the ballers that we are going to deploy are just gonna go straight towards the pathing that we have set up for them, the way to the export, to the A defense, and then to the Inferno Tower. I wanted to wall break this junction right here, but looks like the wall breakers did not work. Well, there were 2 visit towers and 1 bomb tower at the same location, so that is the reason why I kind of like held back to that jump spell, as the second jump spell would have gone down to the place kind of like at this junction right here. I wanted to access both of the Inferno Towers with jump spells, but looking really solid at this point. We have one witch kind of like flanking the top. We have the king and the ballers. They decide to stroll down to the bottom. We also sneak in one back in balloon. Since the king is tanking for the Tesla, that balloon gets a lot of value. There we at this point only 2 splash defenses left, and we have the queen still alive with her ability. The queen is absolutely gonna smash that bomb tower, just outranging that bomb tower, so that is going to be pretty much GG. The balloon death crash does do some damage on the cannon, but we have one witch sort of like at the top, and the king, even a golem. Not sure what the health in the golem is. Man, that is still green, so it's kind of like a really healthy golem. I would say it's a level 5 golem. It's really healthy at that point. 100% 3-star, guys. Even had a swag archer. So look at that. I mean, those kind of attacks were not was still the meta, I would say, before the balancing update, but those kind of attacks were not so powerful. Let us also have a look at my hit on enemy number 1. The same army, guys. Just look at that. A few minor changes. We don't have the hog riders this time. We don't have the balloons, and we do have 4 wall breakers instead of just 3. Uh, and this was my first attack in this particular war, so the one you saw was my second hit. 3 ballers and 2 witches, kind of like creating those flanks on both sides. The golems go in. We have a level 7 golem in the CC. Might prefer to bring level 3 ballers next time, maybe level 3 ballers in this particular attack, and this would have been a 3-star. The wall breaker entry, it works fine. We have the first jump spell kind of like placed on that compartment, trying to not connect the side compartments. That is what I do with the first jump spell. We have the poison spells placed for the CC, the rage spell incoming. Those ballers, just rage is absolutely under fire. And look at the baller witch groups looking healthy on both sides, since the splash damage based concentrated strategy to work. I mean, you those witch flanks to get a lot of value. Might also add a visit to those witch flanks to, because witches alone do not deal a whole lot of damage. But look at that, this attack is looking so powerful at this point. I mean, looks like it's gonna be a 3-star. Get you know, it goes towards an unlucky fail. I mean, look at look at that, guys. We have our king remaining. We have the queen with her ability. We have so many ballers. We have a golem, and that golem is red, but still, I mean, it is a golem, right? And only four defenses that can actually do damage. The wizard tower is gone at this point. Luckily, for the defender, we have only one witch, I guess, remaining, and that one witch is busy shooting a wall. And look at that, that queen is just caught beating walls, and that is what exactly is the saver for this particular base. I take it to the extreme here. Pop the queen's ability at this point, and the queen is going to get the cannon, but one solitary cannon just destroying, melting my barbarian king. That skeleton trap gonna wreak havoc there and whatnot. We even have a giant bomb in that compartment. The queen sort of like decides to enter there. So those ballers kind of like skipping rocks in those storages instead of targeting that cannon. So a bit unlucky at the end, but still a 99% 2-star with kind of like what I would say a spam army against the Town Hall 10. Yes, you can say this is game breaking, but I would still say this attack cannot be used by everyone. Like, yes, it's easy to learn, easier to learn than a Lalo. I mean, does not take a whole lot of planning. Even at this point, I was just trying to just praying for the 3rd star, but that baller, kind of like the single bounce does not do a whole lot of damage. So that's a 99% 2-star against enemy number 1. We are just waiting on that Golemite. No, we are not gonna wait for that Golemite to break that wall. Um, that is it, guys. So a 199% war for me, and at a download 10v10 level, man, this is going to be really epic. If a person like me with those crap 25 by 25 heroes can like get 5 stars and 199%, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize for what I did. But here we go. 57 to 49 was your final. This one, those guys with a heck of a lot of show there did not know what happened at the end. I mean, they kind of skipped attacks, as this would have not been so far. So the difference would not have been so big. The score, but just look at it that way. 5 stars out of 6 and 199 out of 200 percentages by just 25 by 25 heroes. So this means Town Hall 10 is a lot easy right now. But what I want you guys to look at it is look at the base designs, guys. I mean, these base designs are not the best bases in the world, really. I mean, these are anti-2 style bases. What do I mean by anti-2 style bases? When you have that town hall centralized, it is very easy for the attacker to kind of like use it as a dead zone, as a space where like just take it this way. If I approach the base from this particular angle, and if I get this whole section of the base cleared, I would have an L-shaped runaway, if you can imagine it like that, for the Hog Riders to path. And that is why you don't want your Town Hall inside, because when you have your Town Hall inside, it's a non-defensive building. It's not going to distract your balloons, your Hog Riders, and Town Hall inside just makes easy pathing across the base. So this is for the Town Hall chance, which guys really working. So should I actually burn? No, I'm not gonna burn my base. Well, actually, it's just for science. So anyway, let's go. This is not my own base design. This is a base design from Bisectatron from One I've Gazette. Just copied this one for now, and I'm gonna make my own later. But look at that. I mean, first of all, look at those single target infernos, guys. We have those single target infernos instead of the multis, and the reason is the multi does not do a thing against people who have heal spells. And when you are building an anti 3-star war base, I'm not talking about a farming base. If you are building a farming base, yes, you can use your multi infernos, but in a war base, guys, you just have to be trying to defend the 3rd star no matter what. Now look at those A defenses sort of like clustered at this location. But you don't want your all of your A defenses to be offset, because AQ charges are still a thing, and what you want is you want your A defenses to be located in such regions where the archer queen cannot shoot at your A defenses from standing from outside the base, or it is still in theory practically very difficult for the archer queen. The queen has a vision range of 5. I'm sorry, a vision range of 8 tiles and a shooting range of 5 tiles. A defense is sort of like 6 tiles away from where she would be standing. If you can imagine her standing between the barrack and the Alicia collector, and you kind of like also might have to apply polar coordinates or the Pythagoras theorem. That's I know you guys are good at mathematics, so anyway, just not need to tell you. Now, what you need to do is you need to build compact base layouts, guys. And since the infernos are no longer that big of a factor, you can have a queen that is more centralized now. I mean, okay, in this particular base, the queen is offset, but even if the queen is placed where the clan castle is, that is an ideal spot really for the queen. I mean, the queen can be centralized now, the king can be centralized now. A king at level 40, my one is only level 25, but a king at level 40 does a heck a lot of damage against hog riders, not so much against balloons, but the queen does against balloons. And one thing that this base does not have is you should have the bomb tower next to the queen to avoid her being scaled. Now, this is just a copied base design, so gonna have to just deal with that. And your giant bombs, guys, look at those giant bombs. I like spreading those giant bombs just around the base pretty much, uh, in order to force heal spells, so that, like, once again, you don't want to have a giant bomb on this section right here, because this is a kill zone. Look at the two cannons, a mortar, the bomb tower. I mean, they have to heal it anyway, so placing a giant bomb here is just essentially giving them a free trap. Now, with your spring traps, just place them between defense, and your spring traps are going to be a lot of value there. They can just spring 3 hog riders at a time. So we are going to talk about all of that later. I just wanted to give you guys an insight for now. Use single tag infernos, normal tags. Yes, kind of like depends on the base, but still, I'm waiting for the community to kind of like get the hang of it. Where is a single better than a multi and all of that stuff. So the second point, what I want to talk about in the video today is look at this attack. Just look at this attack and then we will talk about the point. So look at the base design first of all. It's a really good base design. It's a very solid base. She has those air defenses, sort of like in those curl locations, and not giving a whole lot of value with those air defenses. So the CC is lured out, has a baby dragon and a wizard. Looks like has 2 Valkyries basically, which don't get alerted to air troops. So, kind of like trying to kill that baby dragon, but that baby dragon level 5 just steps out of the poison spell. No, he is basically inside the poison radius. So the level 5 queen goes in, pops her ability down. The baby dragon is gone down. Now look at the deployment. This is total troop spam, guys. I mean, this is troop spam, but I would just like to remind you that Lava Hounds received a hit point buff, and that was a significant hit point buff. I mean, level 2 Lava Hounds now have 6,500 hit points, I believe. Just don't like correct me on the exact numbers. I do not remember that, but it's close to 6,500, I guess, from 62. So just look at that. It is a mass spam Laloon, and just the way it is working on this particular base, this is just absolute. The loons are going absolutely crazy. It has a Tesla farm, has a visit tower, and has those very wisely placed air sweepers. But at this point, this is looking so powerful. And now just look, a few seconds later, all the loons just absolutely vanish. Has a level 5 king, but that is not going to do a whole lot of damage. We have so many structures the king has to clear, and that triple Tesla farm, it's just like a kill zone. And those 2 Valkyries now coming out of the CC, gonna absolutely smash that king. So gonna have to speed it up at this point. There's a reason why I showed this particular replay, guys. Just look at that. If attacks like that are going to be so close on bases like this, I mean, look at the level of this base design and look at the level of that particular attack. That was just a crappy attack, and this is a base that is used in the competitive war scene. So if attacks like that can get so close on these kind of bases, Lalu needs a nerf again. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say that Lalu needs a nerf again, but I'm just gonna say that we need to, like, maybe, I mean, because nerfing and balancing is something that Supercell can do, and we cannot tell them what to do, but we can do what we want to do. So bases need to shift. The meta has to shift, guys. At Channel 10, just don't use the bases that you used to use before the update. Bases that worked before the update might not be that good after the update. Now, also, what I want to tell you guys today is this war was very educational for all of us, basically. So, there is a reason why Ashu and Rudrakshi, both of these guys, absorbed 7 Town Hall 9 attacks and still are holding at 2 stars. And there's a good enough reason as to why that happened. And the reason is I'm gonna burn Ashu's base even. I mean, this is yes, I'm burning my own bases, but this is for science, for the greater good for the community, right? So just look at that base. I mean, that is also a good, solid, and a three-star base layer. You have that Expo Island. You have the giant bombs placed in even locations. I do not like the giant bomb near the bomb tower. That is going to be healed anyway, but still, what is that? I don't know what is that. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. So we have the tunnel offset. We have those air defenses and cannons, and not a lot of value near the air defenses. A kill squad cannot basically come in and take two air defenses and a queen simultaneously. Yes, we do have the offset queen. At tunnel 9, you can do the offset queen, the offset CC. Tunnel 9, not really changed, guys, but the only things that have been changed at tunnel 9 are the expo DPS has been decreased. So the expos are not going to be that big of a deal while attacking and also while defending. So you can hold your expos to lower priorities that you used to do it back in those days. The golem hit points have been increased, the lava hound hit points have been increased, so that is something to be considered about. I mean, the lava hound have received a significant buff to their hit points with no defensive buffs at tunnel 9. So that means tunnel 9s, I mean, bases like this are going to fall to attacks that crappy. I'm just not gonna have to quit, but still, I'm just gonna have to think about it. I'm just gonna have to think about it because Tunnel 9 is still what I think most people enjoy, and people would not like to see their bases being crushed by just spam Lalo. So hopefully, there has to be a thing that is going to happen. By the way, guys, let us look at some enemy attacks on these two base designs that I'm talking about. Um, just so that you guys can get the hang of it. Let us look at Rona's attack on Rudrakshi's base again. So once these guys saw that a mass spam Lalo in that particular fashion can get a whole lot accomplished on that base, now what they tried is they just tried their luck. I mean, they just repeatedly kept on trying. We are gonna move to 2x speed here just for the sake of time. So they just kept on repeatedly trying the same principles, the same concept in theory. Look at that. Once again, troop spam. Now, the only thing that he adjusted here is instead of firing his loons at this mortar, he fired them at this mortar. Two rage spells. Sort of like to keep everything moving, keep everything going. But look at those lava hounds, guys. It's so difficult now to get those lava hounds taken care of. Although this base sort of like separates the lava hounds from the main balloon groups. But once again, that visit tower and the Tesla farm is going to defend. Now, this time, all we have on defense is just one visit tower, but we also have a queen that is not accounted for. So that is the reason why this base is going to defend the king. Okay. Um, Now, what I wanted to say is, or what the main point actually of the video is, let's actually put some attacks for you guys to see while we are just talking about it. Um, Gotta have to put this one actually going on. Look at that. Again, a very crap based design. But we are pulling opponents like this in Shadow Warriors for now, so you'll just have to bear with me for a while, guys. So what I wanted to talk about is that the base designing meta. What I thought pre-update is that yes, at Tunnel 10 and Tunnel 11, base designs need to share, base designs need to attack. But even at Tunnel 9, guys, because with extra hit points on those lava hounds, with extra hit points on those golems, you just cannot go that fancy with your defensive placement, with your air defenses sort of offset, because those lava hounds. I mean, once all of those air defenses gone, the lava hounds is still faster than your balloons, and you just have to admit the fact the lava hounds will still stay ahead of the balloons. Yes, they will not tank for them the proper manner, but if they are spread out well, unlike what Ashu did right here, if they are spread out well, they still are going to do something, and the lava hounds being more tanky with the expo DPS being decreased, it is a factor. I mean, you don't want a base which can be 3-starred by spam lalo. I mean, let's be really honest, guys. If you are spending the time to watch this video, are you're not a casual gamer, at least, if that makes sense to you guys. And if you are not a casual gamer, then you would not like casual gamers to 3-star your base designs. What do I mean by that is you want a base that can actually defend spam attacks. You want a base that, yes, I mean, I don't hate it when I see a very systematic attack sort of like dissecting my base design, but I do hate, and I will absolutely just hate it when I see a mass go Valkyrie attack, when I see something like this mass spam Lalo. Just burning my base design when spam Hog Rider is gonna do it. Now Tunnel 10, people are still struggling at Tunnel 10 to find the right attack strategy, but I think Powerbank just shared a video that Mass Peckers is working, so I'll just talk about that. You have two Baller Witch attacks in this particular video with just 25 by 25 heroes that did work. And what I think is Queen charges, yes, but with a level 25 Queen, not a lot of value for my Queen charge. So I'm gonna try to get into some of our family clans, maybe Undunivore or Summon. Undunivore is not a thing right now. Summon Never Came is a thing. Part of the Forced by the Pay family, Forced from Steel. If you know that clan from the Champions World Elite, and even Clan Tanimo Bay, if you know them from the Invite League. So those two clans are the thing. I'll try to get into them, try to get some more footage for you guys. But for now, what I think is the main I would not say problem, but it's kind of like related to problem. Not have the exact words for it, but the main concern for us is how are the base designs gonna shift right now? What sort of bases should we be building post update to defend at Tunnel 11, at Tunnel 10, at Tunnel 9? Now I think Tunnel 11 is going to be something that people are not going to discover as yet, because people are still sort of like struggling at Tunnel 10v10 and 11v11. Yes, do happen, but 11v11 is still not a thing really that comes. So, and the 3-star base at Tunnel 11, they are gonna take a while in coming. But at Tunnel 10, at Tunnel 9, the community has started like building bases, like just like the one I showed you guys. I mean, single tag Infernos. This was a base that was just like treated as BS, I would say, back in those days. But look at the town hall. It's kind of like inside one wall, and that is in theory just to defend miners. Because when you have miners logged onto the town hall, it has sort of like 5,500 hit points, and you have the single tag Inferno, sort of like focused on the miners. You have the bomb tower next to it. You have the double cannon. So basically, what you want on a base is you want to have multiple kill zones. Like look at this base. It is not easy to queen charge this particular base design, guys, because look at the single target Infernos first of all. This one is covering this whole section basically, and then this one is covering this whole section basically. So the only location where you can actually queen charge is either you have to do a queen walk and get all of these defenses, which is not a lot of value, or either you can do a queen walk and get these defenses, which is again not a lot of value. And even if you freeze that Inferno, the queen basically cannot shoot at the Inferno standing in this that Inferno standing in this compartment. You want to have those compartments with sort of like just two buildings per compartment, as you see in this particular base design. So you want to have multiple compartments, because when you have multiple compartments like that, it's very difficult to queen charge, because a person needs a lot of wall breakers, plus the wall breaker AI is so funky right now that it is just what it is, guys. So this is, yes, this is just the initial version of what a basic Tunnel 10 would look like post update. Not saying this is the best base design in the world, because still the community is speculating on it. The people at the base building servers, they are still thinking what else could they implement in their particular bases. But this is going to be a hush from the shadow for now. I said all that I wanted for today, guys. And yes, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna do a base building guide just really soon, and I'm gonna be starting it from the basics. First of all, we are going to have a video with what is new at Tunnel 10 and Tunnel 9. I think this one was kind of like an introduction on what is going to be new and what you guys might want in your particular base designs. But still, we need a video sort of like solely dedicated to it, not a live stream, but a video with replays and attacks and fundamentals and sketches and basic principles like that. This is going to be your host, Chef from the Shadow. Just keep waiting for my base building series. It's gonna be coming at you guys soon. Merry Christmas for now. I'm signing out. Bye bye. And love you all, guys.